I haven't been there. I did do New York City once on a St. Patrick's Day parade, and it was intense. That feels like 700 years ago for me, but a different lifetime. Rich, what do you have behind you there?
That is the famous Temple Bar in Dublin, Ireland, as a matter of fact. We've been watching that since earlier this morning. The crowds were actually much thicker about 2-3 hours ago, but I've also been watching the police working the crowd here over the last several hours sitting in the weather center. So, yeah, they're keeping things pretty well under control. The sharp contrast, well, weather-wise, it's not a bad day. It's been dry for them, and right now it's 48 degrees at 7:20 in the evening there, so they're in pretty good shape. But you know, not last year so much, but in I think it was 2020, because I check this out on St. Patrick's Day every year, there were like 2 or 3 people wandering the streets. Otherwise, it was just totally empty. Yeah. So it's kind of nice to see things working their way back, and a lot of green hats in there, that's for sure. So it's a good St. Patrick's Day in Ireland, which is what you hope for, I guess. Yesterday, we hit 53 degrees out of SeaTac, which is almost to the normal high for the day, which is something we also hope for out there. Take a look at the countdown to spring, just 3 days. It's arriving on Sunday, so it's not far away at this point. It's kind of exciting. It might actually feel like spring as we head towards the middle part of next week and have some temperatures maybe into the 60s, so that'll be kind of nice. We've kind of touched 60s around the sound a couple times already this winter, but actually officially at SeaTac, haven't quite hit it yet, but I think that could happen in the middle of next week. Checking our pollen count, Northwest Asthma and Allergy. Fortunately, it stayed in the moderate range yesterday. We did add in another tree this week. If you hadn't noticed, we added maple into there. So if you weren't feeling allergies before and suddenly they've come on this week, it's probably the fact that you're allergic to maple pollen. Looking at this Doppler radar, been watching this front. It was expected that to move a little bit faster than it has. It got into the northwest interior fairly quickly today, but it's been a little slow making the end run around the Olympics. So you can see up there some moderate to heavy rainfall between Mount Vernon and Bellingham. But down to the south, just now making that turnaround through the Chehalis Gap, headed towards the Olympia area here in the next hour or two. And it's going to turn wet up and down the sound, it looks like, probably for 3 or 4 hours. So not a lot of moisture in this, maybe about 1 to 2/10 of an inch. And much of the central sound will be rain shadow and probably get less than 1/10 of an inch. So it won't soak things down that much. But if you don't have your rain gear, it doesn't take a whole lot of rain to get you wet. Checking the Granite Falls Tower Cam this noontime, just looking at cloudy skies right now. You can still see Mount Pilchuck in the distance. Waterfront camera looking mostly just gray. In fact, gray is not, rather than green, gray is the color it looks like here this noontime. Might see a stray late day sunbreak once we get that front through. Out along the coast, though, definitely wet out there. They've been watching the rain since this morning, continuing to rain, but they'll turn to showers later on. Temperatures mostly mid 40s to upper 40s, and a couple of sitting right around 50 degrees from our school net sites. McCleary and Woodinville both checking as the warm spots at noon. Looking at the computer model, you can see as we head towards noontime, just about where we are right now, just starting to edge its way into the sound. We'll see that move on through this afternoon, leaving behind off and on showers as we head towards later on today. And then as we head towards overnight tonight, the showers will end. Might see a little bit of clearing. Could see a few sunbreaks during the day tomorrow, but then as we head towards later in the day, clouds will thicken up. We'll be looking for that front to move in as we head towards overnight Friday for another round of rain. Up in the mountains, they're going to be looking at a pretty quiet day up there. No travel problems across the passes. They basically bare pavement, as you can see. No new snow to report either. Overall, they're going to be looking for a pretty quiet overnight, even with the system moving through today. Only looking about maybe 1 to 3 inches for most of the ski areas. And checking the forecast, that snow level rising up to about 3,500 feet this afternoon, so might be a rain-snow mix at Snoqualmie Pass. So down here in the lowlands, we'll look for that rain to move in the next hour or two up and down the sound. That'll turn to off and on showers probably by the end of the afternoon commute, maybe a straight sunbreak. Highs today, upper 40s and low 50s. Tomorrow, sunbreaks, maybe a couple showers during the day, and then rain moves in tomorrow night. That turns to showers on Sunday. Spring, it looks like we'll see a few showers around in the morning, and then the rain will probably increase later in the day. Highs around 50 degrees, sounds like the start of spring. Rain turns to showers Monday, but Tuesday we're going to dry out. Temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s, and Wednesday look for mostly sunny skies and temperatures maybe climbing into the low to mid 60s for high. Now that does sound like springtime.
Yeah, and that does sound warmer. Yeah. All right, promise delivered.